Hello everyone, how are you? I hope all of you are in a good condition. So today our group will continue the presentation from the previous group about writing assessment. But before that, let me introduce our group members. They consist of Astria Sheila, Klinca Sepalina, and Enjelika. So without any further ado, let's move to our discussion. Before we discuss more deeply, I will explain what is responsive and extensive writing. First, responsive writing. Responsive writing requires learners to perform at a limited discourse level, connecting sentence into a paragraph and creating a logically connected sequence of 2 or 3 paragraphs. The example of responsive writing are brief narrative and description, a lab report, summarize, and etc. And then extensive writing. Extensive writing is focusing on the achievement of a purpose, organizing ideas logically, using details to support or illustrate it, and demonstrating syntactic and lexical variety. The example of extensive writing are an essay, a term paper, a major research project, a thesis, and etc. Next, common issues responsive and extensive writing. First, authenticity. In this authenticity, teachers need to check the validity of the writing production, and teachers become less of an instruction and more of a coach or facilitator. Second, scoring. In the scoring, teacher must assess not only the form, the way the writer put words together, but also the function that the writer is trying to say. And the last is time. The writer is free to write as many drafts as they want before it becomes a final product. Next is design assessment tasks in responsive and extensive writing. First, paraphrasing. In the paraphrasing, the initial step in teaching paraphrasing is ensuring that the student understands the importance of paraphrasing. That is to say something in their own words. And avoiding plagiarism, offering variety of expression, and the last, with the possible motivation and purposes in mind, the text designer needs to elicit a paraphrase of sentences or paragraph. Second, guided question and answer. Lower order tasks in this type of writing, which has the pedagogical benefit of guiding a learner without detecting the form of the output, is guided question and answer form in which the test administrator poses a series of questions. They essentially serve as an outline of the emergent written text in the writing of a narrative that the teachers has already covered in class discussion. So in the guided writing, text maybe consist of 2 or 3 paragraphs and score on an either analytic or holistic scale. For the example, giraffe 1. Where did the story take place is the stage. 2. Who were the people in the story is to character. 3. What happened first and then is to sequence of event. 4. Why did blah 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 do blah 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 is to reason and causes. 5. What did blah 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 think about blah 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 is to opinion. 6. What happened at the end is to climax. And the last, what is the moral of this story is to evaluation.
And third is paragraph construction tasks. The assessment of paragraph development takes on a number of different forms. One is topic sentence writing. Assessments there consist of specifying the writing a topic sentence, scoring points for its presence or absence, and scoring or commenting on its effectiveness in stating the topic. Number 2 is topic development within a paragraph. Therefore, criteria are commonly applied to assess the quality of a paragraph: the clarity of expression of ideas, the logic of consequence and constructions, the cohesiveness or unity of paragraph, and the overall of the effectiveness or impact of the paragraph as a whole. And number 3 is development of main and supporting ideas across paragraph. The writer attempts to articulate a thesis or main idea with clearly stated supporting ideas. These elements can be considered in evaluating a multi-paragraph essay. One is addressing the topic, main idea, or principal purpose. Number 2, organizing and developing supporting ideas. Number 3, using appropriate details to undergird supporting ideas. And number 4, showing facility and fluency in the use of language. And the last is demonstrating synthetic variety. Fourth is strategic options. A number of strategies are commonly taught to second language writers to accomplish their purposes. Aside from strategies of free writing, outlining, drafting, and revising, writers need to be aware of the task that has been demanded and to focus on the genre of writing and the expectations of that genre. 1 is attending to tasks. In responsive writing, a task has been defined by the teacher or test administrator, and the writer must fulfill the criterion of the task. In extensive writing, a set of directives has been stated by the teacher or is implied by the convention of that genre. And therefore, type of tasks are commonly addressed in academic writing courses. First, compare or contrast. Second, problem or solution. Third, pros or cons. And the last is cause or effect. And second is attending genre. Assessment of any writing necessarily states attention to the conventions of the genre in question. Assessment of the more common genre may include the following criteria, along with chosen factors form the list in item above. A is reports that has examples such as lab reports, project summaries, article or book reports, and etc. It conforms a conventional format, convey the purpose, goal, or main idea, organize detail logically and sequentially, state conclusion or findings, use appropriate vocabulary and jargon for specify the case, and then B is summaries of reading. So it affects effectively capture the main and supporting ideas of the original, maintain objectivity in reporting, use writer's word for the most part, use quotations effectively when appropriate, omit irrelevant or marginal details, and last is conform to an expected length. C is response to reading, lectures, or videos. It accurately reflects the message or meaning of the original, appropriately select supporting ideas to respond to, and express the writer's own opinion, defend or support that opinion effectively, and last is conform to expected length. And D is narration, description, persuasion, argument, and exposition. It follows the expected conventions for each type of writing, convey purpose, goal, or main idea, and use effective synthetic variety and rhetorical fluency. And E, interpreting statistical, graphic, or tabular data. It provides an effective global, overall description of the data, organizes the details in clear, logical language, accurately conveys details, appropriately articulates relationships among elements of the data, conveys specialized or complex data comprehensibly to a lay reader, and interprets beyond the data when appropriate. And the last is library research paper. Its state purpose or goal of the research includes appropriate citations and reference in correct format, accurately represents other research findings, injects writer on interpretation when appropriate and justifies it, include suggestions for further research, and sums up findings in a conclusion.
Scoring methods for responsive and extensive writing. At responsive and effective level of writing, there are three major approaches to scoring writing performance are commonly used. The first one is holistic scoring. A single score is assigned to an essay, which represents a reader's general overall assessment. Each point on a holistic scale is given a systematic set of descriptors, and the reader evaluator matches an overall impression the descriptors to arrive a score. The second one is primary trait scoring. This type of scoring emphasizes the effectiveness of the text achieving. If the purpose of or function of an essay is to persuade the readers to do something, the score for the writing will rise or fall according to the accomplishment of that function. A primary trait score will assess the accuracy of the account of the original, the clarity of the step of the procedure and final result, the description of the main features of the graph, and the last is the expression of the writer's opinion. And the third one is analytic scoring. Classroom evaluation of learning is best served through analytic scoring, in which as many as 5 major elements of writing are scored. So, that's presentation from our group. Thank you for your attention and goodbye.